is open now. The smoke is gone. Stand in the light. Move on. We can see. We can see. The noise is done. Now move with me. We can see. We can see. Clarity calls clarity. No grand parade, no painted disguise, just the clean shape of what survives. Hands at your side, breath in your chest. Keep what is real, forget the rest. We can see, we can see. The noise is done, now move with me. We can see, we can see. Clarity calls clarity. One bell, one road, clear enough to go.
It's a beautiful song.
So that was okay. So the idea, more or less, I've been struggling with actually came from somebody who was doing an interview of me. That everybody wants to talk about this grandiose shit, right?
Yeah.
That they could do this, or they could do that, or they could da 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 da. Look, none of the ancient scriptures say that you need to go and find some grand scheme to be a part of. Okay, how about you just help your neighbor, your elderly neighbor, go get groceries?
Yeah.
How about, look, I'm great with coming up with grandiose ideas, and if you want one, come along, okay? But I also helped my neighbor clean up the limbs in his yard after the last storm. Okay. There are things that you and I are working on that are world changing, right, Lauren? I'm not making that up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So we're not without things to do. Okay. If I sat here and write all day long, I would change the world, but I would also go crazy. So when you're out and about, we have to change our perspective. I mean, how many foremen and, toughy guys that work in the trades have taken on an apprentice and showed him how to move forward? Well, in a manner of speaking, it's like that book that I just wrote on stomping the drive-through, okay? Most people don't know how to cook, and they're intimidated by the idea of doing so. If you can take a 12-year-old and show them how to make a batch of cookies, whether that's your granddaughter or one of the neighbor kids, who cares, right? There's little things that we used to do for each other in our community, whether that was a Boy Scout leader or maybe that was helping to clean up the park.
Hmm.
And it seems that we have all been controlled or mashed into something that we don't even want to be a part of anymore.
Yeah.
So what notes and ideas do you have about this?
Well, I think it is very much like the song we heard and just what you were saying with we really need to break out of that mold and we really need to be okay with also one fucking up because I think that's why a lot of people are afraid to
Well,
listen.
yeah, because we all know. Okay, so I'm going to share this, but the crew has decided to call me, which Lauren is kind of the head of the crew, but the crew has decided to call me the IT head, but they don't say IT. They say you're the it head.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're trying to be nice, but I'm getting the point. There are things that I do that I sometimes is not always productive for the team. And so I've somewhat earned the name it head.
But that's also how you learn sometimes. Like we speak that out of love because I mean we've been the it head too.
Well, but I guess what I'm saying to people is don't worry about being perfect.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
The old woman who falls almost every time when she's trying to get into a store. Okay, I ran into a situation like that. I was going into a major office supply store. You've heard of it 100 times, and it usually goes. It's usually the things that go in this. Okay, but I was on my way in, and there was this elderly woman who was literally struggling getting across the street. She said she went in there to buy some paper and needed to speak to the tech folks. Well, I helped her in, and she walked over to the tech folks. And the young man that was at the counter, let's just say that he forgot what customer service was. Okay. And so he's trying to explain simply to somebody who doesn't know technology how to get there, how to plug it in or do something.
Right.
And I walked over and said, ma'am, I'll be glad to show up wherever you're at and help you plug in your device. You don't have to do that. So she came over to the printing area because she had some things that she needed to do. And which is where I was too. But then I went back and she got what she needed. And so I reached in and gave her my card and said, please call me if you need anything. It turns out that this wasn't just a person, although everybody deserves to be treated decently. This wasn't just a person. This was George Bush the First's little sister.
Oh wow.
Okay. And she's trying to still do some good in the world. And maybe I might not agree with everything that she's trying to do, but I certainly wanted to help her. So she said she needed a box of paper, and she said she had somebody at the house to help her pick it. But imagine a woman who can't really walk trying to get out because they don't do a curbside, things anymore. That's called customer service. So I carried out the box of paper for her. And what did that cost me?
I think.
Okay.
Anything you gained any?
I'm not trying to say, look at me, I'm perfect. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I'm just not so closed into just my world, which, by the way, that's all been orchestrated. We have been, how did I put that? The game was changed while you were playing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, we learned the rules, we followed them, and then the rules changed again and again and again.
And they're still changing.
While someone at the front was actively making things worse, not better.
Mhm.
Not that I'm being political at all. Conducting nightmares while calling it direction.
Mhm.
The leadership wasn't trying to win the game, they were profiting from the game staying broken.
Yeah.
That's why the distraction works so well. Not just noise, it's cover. Cover for the betrayal, the rewritten rules, and the orchestrated chaos. So I love football. I do. And I'm the season's going to get kicked off here pretty soon, and I'm pretty excited about it. But imagine paying one of those exorbitant price tickets. You go to the game, and all of a sudden the players turn around and look at you, and their head coach is deciding what the new rules should be, and they're looking to see what the crowd is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in order to actually do that, they would like to have surveillance cameras, and
Right.
they'd have to have control mechanisms. Oh, wait, does that exist anywhere? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm obviously using AI to conduct this meeting. I don't actually have that nice classroom behind me yet. Okay. But we are accusing AI of wrecking it. That's part of the distraction. That's part of the conspiracy to keep you distracted. If you want to know about AI, just go use it for a day and actually try to get something done. Okay. It's a good tool, but it's not going to own your soul. Okay.
And
so
it's not as smart
what
as
I'm
everyone
saying
thinks.
is that the part of the game is keeping you distracted about everything. I want to know what's going on with my friend Lauren. And I did talk about this last week. If you've cut off friends because they don't like the same politician, come on, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Okay, the next step is you walk through the door. You get up and you walk through the door and you see something that needs done and you do it. Don't get so tied up with what you can't do that you won't touch what you can do. The book I wrote is about how people can take basic ingredients in their own house and make themselves food for a week for less money than what you're paying for a fast food meal. Okay. I'm not talking about, repainting the Eiffel Tower or some other grandiose thing. I'm not talking about you mowing all the lawns in your city park, but can you pick up a can and throw it in the garbage?
Mhm.
Can you do some good in the world? Can you help people in some way? Because this is what matters.
Yeah.
All of that stuff and chaos and news and balloons and all of that stuff. Look, if that's what you're into, go ahead. But I'm going to go stand over here. Okay, I'm going to
More
go move
peaceful
over
over there.
I'm gonna go watch the game with my grandson, or that my grandson is in, or go bring refreshments for the kids after the game. I'm talking about not. I'm not talking about doing great things. Go and plant a tree with your grandkids, and and they'll be sitting underneath it with their grandkids, saying, "My grandpa or grandma planted this." So what I'm saying is, let's bring our world back.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so if they didn't intend for us to all be stuffed in a small room, like during COVID or some other thing, they sure had seemed to be benefiting from all the plans of doing so. So what I'm saying is quit playing their game. If you're watching something on the screen and it seems credible, sure, believe it. But when right now there's so much of that stuff that's out there, the fake stuff, If I didn't get it from Lauren, Elizabeth, one of my sons, or somebody I know, I'm going, oh, okay, if you say so. I'm going to go rake the leaves or help the kids or, so, let's see.
I think it's all about, like what we're saying, is doing what is in your power. There's certain things, like with the game being changed, the news happening, there's a lot of things that we can't do, and focusing on that is not going to be what helps us bring change. It's all those little things coming together, creating that world that you want to see in, like we were saying, planting trees, being there for the elderly, or just being an ear for people to listen to. There was one story I can tell real quick, which happened to me recently. It can even happen when you're not in the best of situations. My mom was in the hospital, and we were there, and I was just being my silly self. I was really there to try and make her laugh. And, we were sort of making fun of the whole situation and all. And I left to come, back home. And my mom texted me and said, my roommate actually said how much healing that gave her, just hearing a mother and daughter talk and laugh and bitch about the world and the current events and, things that are happening in their lives, that when I came to visit the next day, she joined us. And we all had like a little women's chat in the hospital. But, we all had that moment.
Well, they used to call those like a woman's tea or the garden party or something. But you don't need to be a member of any party. You can just get together with a group of people, or maybe strike up a conversation at the local sandwich shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're talking about. It's just being a person and then trying to bring that good and that also taking that action, rather than sort of waiting for something upon high or a government or someone to tell you what to do.
Yeah, and those people are always more helpful than hurtful.
Right. Always.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to point out is that Lauren and I aren't trying to tell you what to do with your life. We're not trying to should all over you. Well, okay, I have to self-correct here. Because I guess what I am saying is I want you to fall in love with the life you have. Right? I want you to see your world as something you want to be in. Okay, so I guess I am shooting some on you, but I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying there's a world around you that you used to engage in, or that you might want to engage in. And let's keep it real, okay? I don't know where you can find your motivation at exactly. I can tell you that for me, when I looked at in my grandson's eyes and my granddaughter's face, is this the world I want them to have? And if it's not, what can I do to nudge it that way? And I'm not talking about like changing your town, a city, a county, a state. I'm talking about what can you do in your life right now that makes it better for your people, your tribe, the ones around you, your friends. Having a picnic day at the park where everybody's invited. I don't know where you live, but they don't generally charge for that. Okay. But it seems that there's a lot of things that have charges attached to them now. But I mean, but we don't have to pretend that people don't matter.
And there's ways that you help without sometimes even having that as your main focus. So like one quick story I can even say is me and my wife decided to go and do a mini drum circle at the park. We just wanted to drum. We wanted to be outside. We wanted to be in nature. We were just like, okay, let's just bring our drums and bang them out, bang them out, and enjoy the nice weather, enjoy the nice day. And by the time we were done, people had joined us and actually kept saying, "Oh, thank you. I heard the drumming from further down the park, and I came to see what was going on, and it was like so nice. I felt so calm, and it really like brightened my day." And again, we were just planning to do it for us, but by giving that gift out and being public about it, we were able to spread that good medicine, that good love out to others who were enjoying the park too.
If I hang Christmas lights on my property and my neighbors like it, am I offended by that?
Yes, no kidding.
No, I what I'm saying is that do the things for you that make you feel whole, that make you feel a part.
Mhm.
And sometimes that's just giving your best friend a hug, okay, or a handshake. But it helps other people, like the stories that you've been sharing.
Mhm.
Okay. So when I say you need to move, you need to change, you need to get away from it, I'm not talking about you packing your stuff like that beautiful cupboard behind you, Lauren,
Mhm.
and move somewhere. I'm saying that you need to be here, and with all of that stuff going on, you just go around it and go over here. Okay. You don't have to like change locales. Um, but you need to start saying to people when they start dumping huge bunches of garbage in your kitchen, I don't want garbage in my kitchen.
Mhm. Yeah.
And let them interpret it however they want. Say, can't we talk about what your grandkids did this week? Or what your flower garden is doing, or your vegetable garden? Do we have to talk about
All the conflict? Yeah.
Oh, and if you think you do, go and get some therapy with Lauren, me, or somebody else. Okay. Because you really don't have to live in that high drama environment unless you love it. And then,
Then more power to you.
yeah, I'm going to be over here. Okay. So what we're actually tired of, okay, it's not the work of changing things, it's the noise, the consistent tinnitus of broken system ringing in your ears. The outrage cycle that never seems to stop, the conspiracy you're supposed to engage with, care about, or debunk. If somebody puts a plate of cat poop in front of me, I don't have to eat it. Okay. I can do a lot of things. I have all kinds of choices that doesn't involve consuming it or finding the best part of it. That's that tinnitus I'm talking about. The people invested in you staying stuck so that they don't feel alone in the mud is not something you have to engage in. Lauren and I both spend times talking about good, wonderful stuff. And there are people online that seem to not like that we're trying to do good in the world. I have a device. You have one too. Oops, there it is. And there's this little button up here. And pretend like you have one for every area of your life. If you're at the coffee pot at work and somebody is doing that, you can hit that little red button inside and go, "Huh, okay, yeah, all right." See, yeah, okay. You don't even have to engage in that. You don't have to give them the ability to insult you more. Okay. Lauren showed me that I can block those people.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to hear from them again, especially when it's the 10th time that they've tried to beat me up over something I said rather than I don't mind if somebody disagrees with me. I don't mind if they disagree and give me a comment about why they disagree. I usually click the care button and move on. But if I don't hit the happy joy or I love you button, but I engage a little bit. But if somebody is just saying, well, you're a shit, well, bye.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and sometimes disagreements is how we learn. Sometimes we do, learn things from those disagreements, or we're learning more about, oh, this is why I, feel the way I feel, or I think the way I think, because I'm not understanding what they're talking about either.
So just
there is benefit.
I don't need to give this permission to Lauren, but let me give it to you. Cut it off. Okay. You have my permission, and you can tell everybody in the world that Tim Harris gave you the permission to not be caught up in their drama, to not listen to the constant puking news cycle. Okay. Go and watch, I don't know, anything else. Go watch old reruns of Gilligan's Island or Star Trek or whatever you're into. Get your life back. Come and grab a hold of it and go, God damn, I love this. Okay, and I don't care if it's horses, horseback, camping, or cooking. Go do what you love. Because guess what? Then you become more interesting. I don't need you to worship me. Oh, God, no. I can see why you might feel that way about Lauren. I can see why you might feel that way about my life or about my wife. But you don't need to do any of that. How about you fall in love with you? So a number of people already have. And if you think about it really, I mean, how many people have fallen in love with you? And maybe that turned out to be a mistake and maybe it wasn't right or whatever. But who cares? You are lovable. And if you give yourself a chance, people will love you back. So when we are doing what we do and you want to find a piece of it or something, you can come to my site, which is timlharris.com. You can find our products on shamansdreamgifts.com. Lauren is building a fantastic website school called Higher Learning Centers. And you can get a hold of her
at totemspeak.com.
And please reach out. Please share, like, love this where you see it. We are going to go and do some good in the world. And if anything that we have said has caused you any kind of pain or anguish or discomfort, that was never our intention. And you have our complete permission to forgive yourself. Sometimes we get caught up in things because we're around it when somebody is doing it. And I'm not trying to pass off blame, because you can now make a decision to go, no. Okay. But you can do that. And you don't have to do today what you did yesterday. and tomorrow can be a whole new start too. Okay. So whatever you want to do in your life, your world, go do it. Go do go do whatever you think good in the world means. Lauren, do you have anything you want to add?
I would just use this as a, a fire under the butt. If this really did speak to you, in a positive way, like, yeah, I really should get back to crafting, or knitting, or maybe I really should, help my mom out, going to the grocery store, or maybe I should reach out to that friend I haven't talked to in a while and just see how they're doing. Really act on that. This is, meant to be, like we said, not a should situation, but an invitation. And it's an invitation to really love your life, love yourself, and to spread that positivity out to the world around you to help create the world that you want to see and be in.
Lauren, can you share your screen and show people your site?
Sure. Just give me one sec. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. What's coming up? Okay, it's slow. Sorry. I jumped in.
Yeah, just going slow.
Oh, cool. I love that table.
Thank you. I think
Pretty
we're on in
valid.
Fenugreek. That's my rose bush outside.
And that's a store that slow down, back up. That's a store that our friends own, and it's in Ashbury Park.
I do a lot of events
you can
there.
you can do a lot of you can meet Lauren there. You can also see all kinds of stones, minerals, crystals, gems, tarot cards, all kinds of stuff. And if you're not into that, it'll be entertaining. If you're into that, well, go. So go ahead.
Come check it out. And then here's just my contact information, my email address, and even my phone number. So if you ever want to call me and leave a voice message, like I mentioned here, I have Drumroll Travel. If you ever feel like you just need someone to be a spiritual consult, or just even, like we were just saying earlier today, someone to just hear you vent for a minute in a safe, sacred space, I'm here for you for that. So never hesitate.
Now, would it be more complicated or a longer period of time to pull up one of the images from your higher learning center's site so we can show what the idea is? So the idea behind this is so that people can walk through our online mall and get any kind of general information that they want. They can go into any one of the teachers' store and find out about the books and tapes and materials that they offer, any kind of merchandise, buy whatever product you want to buy from them. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and there's going to be 4 or 5 wings to this.
Right.
Each is going to be kind of a different energy. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. So you're basically going to be able to walk into this mall. And if you have a VR headset, you can literally walk into this mall and look around. And this is kind of, I guess we're calling this the alabaster or quartz or whatever wing this is. And you can see that there are different stores ahead of you. And I'm hoping that we get filled with thousands of stores. But what we have right now is just a handful of people who've expressed an interest in being a part of this project that she's building, me being one of those, where you can go in and find out more. And I think the rate is $4.99 an hour of you actually learning, not just being in the place.
Right.
But you could go and take from the amethyst teacher a class on understanding amethyst for 30 minutes, and then go and use 10 minutes somewhere else and 10 minutes somewhere else. But that's the general idea. We hope you like it, but That's the idea. And if you are a teacher and you want to participate, then you need to reach out to Lauren. Okay. If you are a vendor of some kind and you want to be in the mall, I don't know if we're going to have carts, but that's, but basically the Higher Learning Center
Mhm.
mall. And reach out to her and find out some more information. And we can talk about that more.
Mhm.
So,
Definitely.
do you have any travels or trips or anything that you've got coming up, Lauren, where people are going to be able to engage with you or workshops or anything?
I usually do the Dancing with Dragons event in Asbury Park, same place we were shown before, a year and a day mystical shop. That's usually in the beginning of the month, so it's the first Wednesday and then the Sunday, the second Sunday of the month. So I don't have to right now, but I could probably get you those dates. If you ever have a question, you can let me know. But yeah, that's what I have coming up, right now. I'm doing a lot of classes right now as well. I'm doing the shaman classes. They've already started, but if you're interested, obviously let me know or let Maria and Tony know at a year and a day. I'm also doing tarot classes. So if you're interested in trying to learn more about tarot, just trying to get your feet wet and, really learn about your intuition and using the cards as a tool, definitely hit me up. I can help you get a bit better connected with tarot.
Okay. Well, I've got a number of things going on. We're going to be starting a network where I'm going to be looking for a host to do Mr. Wizard's workshop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be looking for a host or a co-host for Mad Metaphysician, which is our Monday broadcast where I'm talking about issues, and I really do deep dives into quite a few issues that are in the news or I think should be in the news. There is another show that I'm doing that I'm looking for a co-host for, and called Mother Nature's Art. And what I do is stones, minerals, crystals, and gems. That's what I grew up doing. That's what I'm all about. That's what I've been doing for 20 years. And so I think that Mother Nature does some pretty awesome stuff. And whether you work with wood and you reveal the beauty of the grain or the other stuff, or whether you work with silks, and I just had somebody on yesterday that is a color silk expert, so be watching for that. But the other thing is that I've been invited back to go to the Canary Islands, which is kind of Mediterranean, kind of warm, kind of cozy. So imagine going there for November instead of waiting for your turkey to get cold in more than one way.
Yeah.
So have some
Sounds like a good Thanksgiving.
plans for that. And I might have to give up Turkey Day in order to sit in the sun on the beach and drink good stuff. Oh, and go to a workshop. I'm going to be doing a workshop there, but all of those details aren't quite worked out. Anyway, love and light. Namaste. Hugs to you.
Hugs to you, all as well, and of course to you too, Tim.
Okay. And here's the thing I want you to think about. I want you to think about how that we are all one, that we're all one people, that we're all one wherever you're at, wherever part of the world you're at. Okay. We're all one. And it is other folks who want to show us where the lines and divisions are.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But we are all one. And wherever you're at right now, if you just look around to people, and you don't have to holler this, you don't have to wear a tutu, you don't have to do anything, but just look at them and go, I am, we am, all am. And carry that energy forward in your day. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.